officially live here at the BWG Leisure Center for a game between the visiting Wasaga River Dragons and the home Bradford Rattlers. Same matchup that we had last Sunday here at the BWG. Both teams have added wins to the record since then. Rattlers added a win this week against Meaford. River Dragons added a win this week against Ville-Marie. As we have Mammadov and Friedeke ready to drop the puck. Friedeke wins it back as we start off this game. Lanama plays it to newly acquired defenseman Artur Karasov for the Wasaga River Dragons. Karasov plays it to Lamana, who gives it right back. He's got a streaking Friedeke in the middle. He tries to find him, but Boravsky's going to pick that one off, play it in his own zone, sends it over to Matvey Munitz. Munitz gets it up to Plotnikov, who's unable to play it cleanly. And so Lanama tries to play it behind the net, but Pritchard gives it a tap, and Carlson takes over. Could have been a dangerous opportunity, but Wasaga gets it out. Eventually in the neutral zone, Ovakimian sends it deep. Carlson once again pressuring with Plotnikov on the far side. Mammadov right there with him. Forces the turnover. Karasov picks it right back up for the River Dragons. And number 9, that's Seletsky. Still no name bar on the back of Seletsky's jersey for Wasaga. Roman Orahov plays it in his own end. Seletsky's on him. Debrecki, who previously was on a line with Isak Carlson, is now on that second line with Bolotov and Serev. Mammadov was playing with them last week. And Seletsky has it on the wall there. He's being pressured by Debrecki. Puck comes into the neutral zone where Vakimian is going to be able to play it. He's taking a look at his options and he instead passes it to his defensive partner Orahov. He's got Debrecki on the far side. Does give the puck to him, who's going to gain the zone. He's got Serev in the middle. Tries to work a pass inside. Doesn't quite get it there. As number 5 now out on the ice for the Wasaga River Dragons. That's Nicholas Eastwood. Eastwood and number 14, Moyla, both on the ice now. Camp brings it up and sends it deep. Moyla is going to be the one that's going to pressure, and he does get to it first, sends it back towards Camp. Nikita Radchenko, making his first start for the Rattlers this season, makes a save. Radchenko, who was the starting goaltender in the series against Wasaga last year, the North Division Finals, as well as the championship-winning goaltender starter for the Rattlers last season when they won their 3rd straight championship against the North York Renegades. Rattlers have a great 1-2 punch now in net with Patrick Cullen and Nikita Radchenko. Brian Kopech going to play it on the wall now. Gives it to Koch, who touches it up, but it's way inside the zone, so that is going to be an icing. Not quite over the red line when Koch touched that up. Off now is Koch versus Friedeke. Friedeke out there once again with Stamen and number 22. I believe that is Chenua. I'm going to try my best on that one still. Krudikov and Friedeke now on the draw. Puck about to be dropped. And Krudikov wins that back to Dominikas Boravsky, who sends it down the ice. That's going to be another icing call here. And we are going to get a stoppage of play. Brody Pritchard, once again, the starting netminder for Wasaga. He's carried the bulk of the workload for the River Dragons so far. He's got 8 wins and 2 losses in his 11 games. 1 game was a no decision. Krudikov and Friedeke. Krudikov once again comes up with the draw against the River Dragons top centerman, Friedeke. Karasov plays it back. Lanama sends it up the wall to Stamen, who has Krudikov right on him. Some pressure from Holander coming down low on Lanama. Forces the turnover and sends it to the middle. But they had a waiting Friedeke right there. Once again, Holander forces a turnover and sends it to the middle. Munitz puts it towards the ice, but the River Dragons easily bat that down. Opportunity the other way, but Stammen was unable to play it cleanly out of the zone. So the Rattlers will maintain possession until Friedeke eventually forces the turnover and sends it towards Liam Chenowai. Chenowai with a light backhand towards Nikita Radchenko, who makes the pad save. Turnover forced by Stammen. Stammen coming around the corner of the net, puts it up to Eastwood. Nicholas Eastwood with a shot. Gets blocked by his own teammate in front there. Eastwood once again fires it towards Radchenko, who sends it into the corner. Stammen with possession sends it back to Eastwood, who's unable to handle it. And so it's going to come all the way back down into the River Dragons zone. Touched up by Pritchard, who eventually gets it to number 93 for the River Dragons. That's Nyquist. Of note, have yet to see Rooney on the ice for the Wasaga River Dragons. Not sure if that is a part of a possible penalty situation from the last game against the Ville-Marie Pirates. Lanama up to Seletsky. Obakimian stops that drive. Isak Karlsson trying to come up the middle now and is going to be able to gain the zone. He's got Plotnikov on his left, Mamedov on his right. Mamedov with a great save and sends it down towards Plotnikov. Orahov eventually comes up with it at the top of the dot. Karlsson attempts to make a play there. Comes up with possession. Mamedov with a shot. Saved by Brody Pritchard, the Wasaga River Dragons netminder. And we are on Isak Karlsson watch right now. Karlsson currently tied for the all-time leader in the Bradford Rattlers franchise goals. Tied with Braden Morris and Rasmus Broomberg. Karlsson's done it in less games than both of them. Currently sitting at what I believe is 86. The 87th will break the record for goals in a career for the Bradford Rattlers, the longest standing franchise in the GMHL history. Obakimian plays it behind his own net now, right behind Radchenko. Obakimian misses a streaking Bolotov, who was cutting back towards the middle, and so that's going to force a turnover by Nyquist. Bolotov, that speedy play, eventually gets the puck. Debrecki tries to take a pass from Hakko, a little too hard there. Hakko now with an opportunity to send it towards his partner, and does. Obakimian gets touched up by Serev, so the Rattlers will have a chance to pursue. River Dragons handle it cleanly, but then send it wildly into the neutral zone. Nobody there. Hakko once again attempts to make a pass. This time, Bolotov and Serov are in. Bolotov gets his pass picked by number 16, that's Camp. Camp comes the other way. He's got number 91 with him. And a glove save made by number 35, Nikita Radchenko. Number 7 on the ice now for the Wasaga River Dragons, that's Braden Curley. And benches were yelling about something down there. Whatever it is, it's going to end up with a... Okay, we are going to end up with a power play for the Rattlers. Too many men on the ice for the Wasaga River Dragons. Somebody's going to have to go serve 2 minutes. Referee waiting for somebody to go to the box for Wasaga. Mamedov loses the draw on this first power play for the Bradford Rattlers. We got Munitz, Karlsson, Mamedov, Plotnikov, and Debrecki out on the ice. We have Karasov, Friedeke, Curley, and number 12 for the Wasaga River Dragons. That is Tristan Sanders. So playing on that first PK against the top power play for the Bradford Rattlers. Should be noted that Wasaga did take the first 2 games of this season series and has earned a point in every single game so far, only taking the loss in a shootout in the last game, 1 week ago today. Carlson's going to corral that in the defensive zone here on this power play. Try and get another breakout going. He's got Debrecki and Munitz behind him. Plotnikov and Mamedov holding that blue line. As Carlson does gain it, makes a nifty move and is able to eventually get the puck to Mamedov. Mamedov sees Orahov at the top. Orahov over to Carlson, who tries to see Mamedov streaking, but the puck comes right back to him. Carlson sees Plotnikov. Plotnikov has Debrecki. Debrecki puts it just high over the helmet of Brody Pritchard. Carlson sees Debrecki once more on the half wall. He's going to walk in. He's got Carlson on the far side, Orahov on the bottom. Carlson right there with the shot on the pass from Orahov. Carlson with an attempt on a secondary chance. And the Rattlers are going to roll out their second power play unit, possibly with 2 defensemen left. Only 22 seconds left on this power play. 11:31 left in the first period. Bolotov, Boravsky, Serev, Majorsic, and Orahov all out on the ice. Orahov's going to walk the line and send a shot towards Brody Pritchard, who gloves it initially and drops it before he eventually covers it. Rattlers need to be aware of that 5th guy coming out of the box for the River Dragons in just 12 seconds. As Karasov has possession and eventually sends it all the way down into the Rattlers zone, that's going to effectively end the Rattlers power play. A few chances, but not very many actual shots. Serev over the red line now, trying to work his way in, possibly for a shot, but instead looks to take it around the net. Nearly loses possession. Sanders playing him hard in the corner there. Majorsic now in. Serev going to bring it around and through the front of the net. A shot by Bolotov, not able to get through Brody Pritchard. And now number 10 on the ice for the River Dragons, looking to make a play here. That is going to be Makowitz-Crow. And Stamen eventually sends it where Friedeke has a play on it, but still not able to gain the offensive zone. Serev forces a turnover. He's going to bring it in and possibly look for a shot, and he scores! Sergei Serev, 10:27 left in the first period, puts the Rattlers on the board. I don't know if any assists are going to be credited on that one. It looked like Serev forced the turnover himself and then did score the goal. That'll be Sergei Serev's 8th goal of the season. 13th point in his 14th game. Stepan Bolotov going to be credited with the assist on that one. That's going to give Bolotov 3 assists on the game. And a big save there by Nikita Radchenko in front of the net. Seletsky and Novakimian mixing it up down there. Maybe talking about what 61 plus 6 is. That'd be 6-7. Mamedov on the draw. It goes over to Carlson, who puts it back. Mamedov plays it off the glass. No clean play yet, as eventually the River Dragons do have it. Seletsky sends it over to the middle. Olsen was there. Wasn't able to play it. Lindholm also there. Radchenko makes a save in front of the net, and Plotnikov has Mamedov on the wing, passes it over, streaking Carlson in the middle. Mamedov tries to get it to him. Instead, Plotnikov comes up with it and fires a shot high of the net. Carlson now plays it behind the net. Mamedov goes into the corner. Carlson missed the puck there. Seletsky hits it back to the defenseman before Plotnikov takes that away from him and goes towards the net. Pritchard is down, but there is no call on the ice that this is a stoppage of play. So Carlson puts it towards Mamedov, and now it's going to come the other way. Lindholm loses possession. Ovakimian brings it back. Mamedov tries to touch it up, but puts it right back on the sticks of the River Dragons. Ovakimian now going to try and play it in the corner. He's going to be pressured by Moila. Moila looked like he was influencing it there. Matvei Munitz with a pass on the wall. Krudikov tried to play it. Majorsic comes up with it. And Carlson still on the ice. Brody Pritchard without a stick covers that wisely. obviously a great battle every time these two teams play. They do have the highest winning percentages in the division, and second and third highest in the league behind Northumberland. Wasaga with the second highest, and Rattlers with the highest, respectively. Prudikov on to draw against Moila. And the River Dragons play it into the zone, but Berezin, after a play by Majorsic on the wall, has it. And now a dangerous opportunity for Artur Karasov. Recently added to the Wasaga River Dragons roster. One game played so far for Artur Karasov, just that game against Ville-Marie. And Camp gets clamped by Berezin. Samarovsky on the ice now, puts it into the skates of Moila. But now Camp has a chance. Gulick also down there. Camp is on the ice, and it looks like we're going to get a stoppage. Nobody's moving. Referee hadn't blown the whistle yet, but everybody knew that it was a respect thing happening, and they stopped the play. And we do have movement on Camp out on the ice right now, as he's going to get help to the bench by his trainer and a pair of his teammates. Obviously, you want to see Brad Camp come back from this strong. Was down on the ice, and everybody was thinking about him, making his way to his bench under near his own volition at this point. And we are set for a face-off the other way, just outside the Bradford Rattlers zone. We have Debrecki and Friedeke coming in, assuming going to be taking the draw, as he is, coming off the bench. Debrecki wins it back to Roman Orahov. Orahov gives it to Debrecki, who blindly plays it, but Friedeke, there was an offside. Debrecki and Friedeke once more. Stammen gets the win from Friedeke, sends it eventually to Eastwood, who attempts to get it into the zone. Not able to gain any possession time in the zone there. Debrecki sends it. Eventually going to be sent deep into the zone by number 93 for Wasaga. That is obviously Alvin Nyquist. Friedeke plays it in the corner. He's got Debrecki on him. Chenowai attempts to make a pass to a streaking Stammen, but it goes to Eastwood, who maintains possession in the zone instead. Stammen now on the half wall, being pressured, leaves it back for Chenowai. Friedeke on the ice. Stammen with it in front of the net, sends it towards Radchenko, just wide of the net. Net's off, but no stoppage, as that will be able to be fixed by the time it comes back down. Nyquist playing it behind the net now. He's got Eastwood with him and does leave it for Eastwood. Eastwood sees Stammen, who has Chenowai in the middle and Friedeke on the far side, chooses Friedeke. Friedeke tries to go to Chenowai, who had lost his footing and was unable to make that. Could have been a great 2-on-1 opportunity and a shot on Radchenko. Instead, the footing's going to cost the Wasaga River Dragons an opportunity there. Stammen looks for his options here as we get a line change. Lindholm onto the ice, Friedeke also off for Olsen. Eventually Stammen's probably going to make that final change of this line. Lindholm playing hard on Plotnikov, forces the turnover onto the stick of Artur Karasov. Boravsky passes to Mamedov, who just narrowly avoids a big hit there. Seletsky gets a puck stripped by Mamedov, played in the middle by Carlson, who's unable to cleanly bring it into the zone, dumps it deep where it'll be played by the Wasaga River Dragons. Pass behind the net to Lanama. Lanama almost by himself in the corner. Munitz comes down to pressure. And now just Boravsky and Seletsky on the back end here. Boravsky separates Seletsky from the puck, and that is going to be a call. Looks like it's going to be a holding call, most likely. Interference is going to be the call. So interference on Boravsky is going to be the call. Dominicus goes to sit down for 2 minutes and think about what he did there. You probably take that 2 minutes over a opportunity for a goal by Seletsky any day. 5:54 remaining in this first period here. Debrecki out here on this penalty kill. Tied for the league lead with his teammate Isak Karlsson in shorthanded goals. That's going to be offside. Majorsic and Debrecki attempting to bring it the other way on this penalty kill. We have Ovakimian, Orahov, Majorsic, and Debrecki here for the penalty kill for the Rattlers. On the power play, we have Chenowai, Olsen, Friedeke, Stamen, and Lindholm. Olsen on the draw. Takes the draws on the power play over Friedeke, who is the centerman on that top line for Wasaga. And Chenowai going to bring it in. I believe Chenowai was playing defense last game, but with the addition of Artur Karasov, it looks like Chenowai is going to play a more forward-based role. He was a very big impact player for the offense of the Wasaga River Dragons, so that's not a surprise to see that change. Lindholm brings it in, sends it down to Friedeke. Friedeke plays it behind the net, attempts to go back to Lindholm. Debrecki gets a stick on it and puts it out of the zone. It's going to be grabbed by Stamen. It is out of the zone, so they will have to regain on this power play. 1:12 left. Stamen in, shot on Radchenko, and does score on the power play. So Radchenko got the first piece of it, and then it just went behind him. We are tied at 1 with 5:01 left to play. Power play goal scored by the Wasaga River Dragons. Oliver Koch taking the draw and wins it against Moila. But Nikita Hotko puts it right onto the stick of the River Dragons. Hallett now on the ice for the River Dragons. Haven't seen him yet this game. He's out there with Moila and number 91, Nyquist. Sorry, 93 is Nyquist. Number 91 is Gulick. Gulick pressuring on Hotko, who sends it out of the zone. Holander there. Nobody knows exactly where it is. Holander eventually comes up with it in the zone, works his way to the middle. Shot off Pritchard, who makes a save. Holander goes into the net. And Moila and Koch once again on the draw here. Fixed up now. Everything looks good behind Brody Pritchard. Koch wins it back, but all the way back to Nikita Radchenko's area. Caleb Siran out there with Nikita Hotko. Siran makes a pass to Kopech, not handled cleanly to get out of the zone. Just a little touch up on it. The River Dragons take control. Eastwood also tries to make a stretch pass into the middle, and instead we're going to end up with a face-off on the offensive zone dot for the River Dragons. Face off on the offensive side of the neutral drill zone for the Dragons. Olsen and Debrecki on the draw. Debrecki wins that back, handled by Bolotov. Boravsky loses his footing for a second, but not enough to not be able to play. Puck gets caught up near the referee there. Serev, Bolotov, Munitz on the ice. Debrecki centering. Boravsky once again influencing on Seletsky there. Does get a clean possession, brings it behind the net to hang out for a second. Boravsky looks for the stretch to Bolotov, and that's going to be played by number 93 for the River Dragons. That's Gulick. Or no, number 93 is Nyquist. 93-91. Both teams sending out their top units now. Chenowai, Stamen, and Friedeke going up against Carlson, Mamedov, and Plotnikov. Mamedov against Friedeke on the draw here. Friedeke wins it back, but Carlson is able to gain possession. Plotnikov now sends it towards Carlson, who gets sandwiched in between two River Dragons. Number 12, Sanders, makes the play. Takes a hard hit behind the net from Carlson. As Stamen with possession, Ovakimian sends it in towards the blocker side corner and sends it around. Plotnikov now with possession. Chenowai right on him and forces a turnover. Friedeke back to Chenowai. Chenowai with an opportunity. Radchenko makes the save. He looked around and wasn't 100% sure where it was, but it's right in between his pillows. 3 minutes, 6 seconds left here in the first period at the BWG Leisure Center. Mamedov wins the draw against Friedeke. Puck comes up to Plotnikov. Mamedov and Plotnikov in here. Carlson trailing. Mamedov has his stick broken, so he's going to return to the bench, possibly for a stick, possibly for a change. We are going to get Kudakov out there with Carlson and Plotnikov now. Munitz with a play on Chenowai. Chenowai sends Munitz's stick flying. Munitz still playing hard defense on Nyquist there. Stamen now in the offensive zone of the neutral zone. Boravsky takes a whack at it. Eventually, number 26, Brown, comes up with it. Have not seen Brown on the ice yet so far. That's Josh Brown. Loses possession deep in the Rattlers zone. Eventually, Kudakov sends it towards Rattlers captain Isak Carlson, who puts it deep as he goes off for a change. Plotnikov is pressuring, same with Kudakov. But instead, Artur Karasov is going to look to bring it in. He gets the puck poked away from him by Samarovsky, one of the youngest players on the Rattlers roster. Gulick leaves it for number 14. That's Moila. Sends it towards the net, where Radchenko is going to cover. 2 minutes left in this first period. Draw now, Kudakov against Friedeke. We've seen this a couple of times already in this game. Kudakov gets sent out of the draw, so David Majorsick, number 68, comes in to face Friedeke. And Artur Karasov playing it there. Chenowai gives it to Friedeke, who attempts to give it back, but Majorsick is going to intercept that. Samarovsky and Majorsick entering the zone now. That's going to be offside. Yeah. Samarovsky just brought it back as Majorsick was entering the zone, so that is going to be an offside. Cannot perform toe drags at the blue line. That is a hockey 101 right there. But Samarovsky, one of the youngest players in the entire league. You know? He's going to develop into a heck of a player. Debrecki on the draw now against Olsen. Olsen, who had at least one goal last week in the Rattlers shootout win against the River Dragons 1 week ago today. Munitz sends it deep. It's going to be played by Nyquist on the back end. Nyquist and Eastwood both out there. Pressured by Debrecki is Nyquist, who nearly forces the turnover. Forces Nyquist to send it over to Eastwood. Olsen eventually comes out with it. Seletsky also on the ice. Seletsky matched up with Matvey Munitz now and works his way past him with a strong play. Seletsky. Olsen with a near puck. Seletsky there. Wide open net, unable to get a shot off on Radchenko. As Serev, Bolatov, and Debrecki all make their way into the zone. We're in the last minute of play here in the first period. Serev gets the puck stripped from him. Olsen's going to bring it up. He's got Seletsky deep. Seletsky's going to pressure. Radchenko stops it behind the net, puts it off the glass. Lindholm unable to maintain the zone, and so Karasov sends it off of Olsen to Lanama. Lanama sends it into the zone where Orahov plays it. Loose puck in the neutral zone now. Debrecki eventually comes away with it. Orahov to his partner Munitz. Muniz has the stretch pass open, elects to hold on to it for a second, puts it just up the wall to Koch, but Moyla's there for the interception. So now a chance for the River Dragons, but Koch ends that very effectively and quickly. Muniz puts down number 26, Brown. Rattlers now with an opportunity, 3 seconds left in this period, and the River Dragons are just going to hold on to it as we get that buzzer here at the end of first. So we're tied at 1 here at the end of the first period. We will see you after the intermission. players are back on the ice. We are switching sides. Radchenko now on the far side net. Brody Pritchard closer to the Rattlers bench now. Both teams have switched sides as we have the second period about to start. Plotnikov, Carlson, and Debrecki, the line that's going to be starting. Boravsky and Munich, so a switch up for the Rattlers. As Debrecki back on the line with Carlson and Plotnikov. Fridicki, Stamen, and Chenuai. A line for the River Dragons with Lunama and Artur Karasov, the newest River Dragons defenseman, on the ice as we get ready to drop the puck for period number 2. Referees give their fist bumps. Some brotherly love. Fridicki and Debrecki. Debrecki wins that one back to Matvei Munitz. Munitz sends it to his partner Boravsky. Boravsky gains the blue line. Gains the red line and sends it deep where Carlson's going to go up against Lunama on the wall. Plotnikov manages to use his body to keep it in before Fridicki sends it out. Loose puck there, eventually picked up by Artur Karasov. Karasov sends it deep towards Radchenko, but it goes just high. Boravsky gets it out, and now Plotnikov has an opportunity to pick this puck off and get a shot. Instead, leaves it for Debrecki. Debrecki unable to handle it. So the River Dragons end up with it just out of reach of Lunama behind the net. Lunama has Stamen on the same wall and goes to Stamen. Fridicki comes in and picks it up and is going to drive an odd man rush possibly the other way. Fridicki takes the shot and it goes just over the blocker side of Radchenko into the boards. Puck comes out of the zone. Eastwood and Nyquist back for the River Dragons. Nyquist plays it. Back to his partner Eastwood. Eastwood takes a hit from Isak Carlson and loses the puck for a second before Olsen picks it up. Carlson eventually regains possession, but the River Dragons bring it back into the neutral zone, where Olsen sends it deep. It's going to be played by Orhov. We do have a call coming the other way. It's going to be roughing, and it's going to be called on Rattlers captain number 24, Isak Carlson. He's going to get called 2 minutes for roughing. So the River Dragons are going to go to their second power play of the game. Fridicki, Olsen, Stamen, Chenuai, and Lindquist on the ice. Power play for the River Dragons. Mamedov with Bolotov, Orhov, and Ovakimian on the ice. I hope this line doesn't go offside for the Rattlers. As Mamedov and Bolotov, Mamedov all alone makes a move, and Pritchard makes a save. The shot was just off for Mamedov, Bolotov, Orhov, all the offs. Moyla wins the draw against Debrecki, back to the defenseman. Karasov now handling it. I'm going to wait for his teammates to get set up here on this power play. Karasov with Seletsky, Moyla, Gulick, and also number 93, that's Nyquist. River Dragons attempting to play it. Majorsic pokes it just past, and it's going to come all the way back to the River Dragons zone. Gulick with a nifty move in the middle. He's going to be able to gain the zone now with his teammates there. Leaves it for Seletsky. Seletsky attempts to go back to Gulick. Moyla picks up a loose puck. Gulick there. Back to Moyla. Back to Gulick. Gulick sees Nyquist up top, who goes back down to the half wall for Gulick. Boravsky influences that puck, but Seletsky still able to maintain possession. Seletsky is going to work his way to the middle now. He sees Artur Karasov, who sends a shot into the chest of Nikita Radchenko. Still 40 seconds remaining on this penalty. 17:21 left in the second period. Oliver Koch going up against Hugo Olsen. Puck comes all the way back to Brady Pritchard, who plays it. Chenowai Stamen, this top power play union, back on the ice for the River Dragons with Olsen and Friedeke. Stamen brings it all the way in. A real strong effort to gain the zone there. Chenowai passes it down. Friedeke eventually comes away with it. Lindholm right there with him. Lindholm with a puck on his stick. Sees Stamen. Stamen settles it down, finds Chenowai, looks towards Lindholm, but instead Arseni Ovakimian is going to send it all the way down and end off this Wasaga River Dragons power play. Isak Karlsson back on the ice. He'll go off for a change right away as we have Krudikov, Majorsic, and Kopech on the ice. Line for the Rattlers, Ovakimian and Orahov on the ice. Orahov leaves it for Ovakimian. Majorsic attempts to see Kopech. Influenced there by number 91, that's Kulik. Eventually back behind the net, but it bounces out in front and a chance for the River Dragons. Friedeke not able to put it past Nikita Radchenko. Great awareness there by the River Dragons as that loose puck bounced behind the net and came out on the glove side of Radchenko, unplayed by the Rattlers, and they were able to get a free shot off. Moila and Krudikov. Krudikov wins it with a slight tie-up. Kopech puts it off the boards into the neutral zone. Nyquist is going to play that and send it back deep. He's got Hallett, who's streaking down on Caleb Siran. Siran puts it up, but it's not out. So an opportunity for the River Dragons before it's covered by Nikita Radchenko. Change for the Rattlers now. Plotnikov, Debrecki, Karlsson on the ice. Siran and Hotko as the defenseman. Siran sends it back. It bounces off of Hotko before Debrecki is able to make a pass to Karlsson. Karlsson looks for Plotnikov, who doesn't play it cleanly. He is going to pressure Karasov, though. Stick and puck all tied up. Debrecki, Plotnikov, Lunama, Karasov, all down there. Same with Moila. Isak Karlsson comes away with it. Once again, he's one goal away from setting the Bradford Rattlers all-time goal record. Sends it off, and it bounced off and had a chance to go in. But instead, Karasov is going to play it. Once again, pressured by Debrecki. Plotnikov also down there. Puck is underneath Debrecki, it looks like. Mamedov on the draw against Olsen. Wins the draw. Bolotov gets a quick shot off at Pritchard, who handles that easily. Trying to take advantage with a quick one there. Mamedov this time loses the draw to Seletsky. Puck attempted to get back to Seletsky. He does gain it, but that is going to be offside. Lindholm and Seletsky over the blue line before the puck. Classic offside. Seen it many, many times from the Rattlers. Cannot handle that puck if you're over the blue line first. Serv brings the puck back. Boravsky handling it behind the net. Goes off the boards to Bolotov. Bolotov also sends it off the boards to Mamedov. Serv and Mamedov attempts to leave it. Boravsky gets a shot off. It goes just wide and into the back of the net. Serv hits it off. Eventually, River Dragons regain control here in their own zone. Nyquist feeds Stamen. Stamen and Friedeke, a dangerous duo on this team. Two leading scorers on the team, 22 and 18 points respectively. Come in. Artur Karasov plays it to Chenowai. And it is sent deep, and that is going to be an icing. Boravsky was looking for a stretch pass towards the blue line. Instead, sends it all the way down. River Dragons with a chance to get some fresh legs on the ice. Rattlers will maintain the same five. Mamedov ties up his man Moila. allowing Matvey Muniz to bring the puck in. He puts it off the backside of Sarev, unable. Muniz once again finds it and puts it deep where it's going to be pursued by Bolotov. Bolotov with a big hit in the corner there on number 12, Sanders. Eventually the puck comes to Gulick. Gulick attempting to gain his own and does, and he has an opportunity here, and that's going to be a call on Ovakimian, but puck is still live. That was Moila who put one off the mask of Nikita Radchenko. Extra skater on the ice for the River Dragons here as we wait for this delayed penalty call on the Bradford Rattlers. Beautiful opportunity was right in there for Moila, unable to get a stick on the puck, and now eventually it'll get touched up by the Rattlers, and we're going to have this hooking call. Third power play of the night for the River Dragons, fourth overall in the game. River Dragons looking to take advantage now on this power play. Wasaga River Dragons power play that's currently operating at 20%. So you figure if they don't get a goal on this one, they're going to get a goal on the next one. That's what the stats say. Stamen sends it down low to Friedeke. Siren, Carlson, Debrecki, and Orahav on the ice. Top power play unit for the River Dragons on the ice. Chenowai, Lindholm, Olsen, Stamen, and Friedeke. Chenowai sees Stamen, who gets pressured hard by Carlson. Orahav able to make a play on it. It's in the boards there. Carlson and Friedeke both attempting to make a play on it. Stamen comes in. Friedeke comes away with it and looks towards Lindholm and gets a backhand opportunity before Adam Debrecki eventually sends it down the ice. Debrecki and Carlson with a shorthanded goal in the last game they connected on in that shootout win for the Rattlers. Two leading scorers shorthanded in the league this season. Debrecki and Carlson each with 6. As Debrecki influences that puck and sends it all the way down, he's going to come off for a change, as is Orahav, who comes on for Boravsky comes on for him. Majorsic comes in for Debrecki. Bolotov comes in for Carlson. Siren on the ice also. Lindholm drops it off for Olsen, which attempts to put it back towards Lindholm. Could have been a great opportunity if it was not just ahead of Lindholm. Instead, Radchenko is going to slow that one down, cover it up, and we're getting a face-off. Still just under half the time left in this power play for the River Dragons. Moila going up against Bolotov on the draw. Moila wins it, but eventually the Rattlers gain possession for a second. Hard play by Gulick forces a turnover, though. Majorsic eventually fires it off of the glass and all the way down the ice. 30 seconds left remaining on this Wasaga River Dragons power play. Pritchard slows it down. Karasov is going to be the one to wait it out. Leaves it for Gulick. Gulick has Seletsky with him. Seletsky's got Moila right behind him. Puck gets caught in the skates and goes loose to the corner. Muniz eventually tries to get it out, unable to. Boravsky won also. Bolotov turns and fires. Wasaga still holding this zone. Still an opportunity here on the power play. 5 seconds left. Karasov about to be worrying about that man up top as Ovakimian comes out just as Radchenko makes the save. So both teams 0 for on the power play so far. River Dragons 0 for 3. Rattlers 0 for 1. River Dragons now 0 for 4 on the power play at a 20% clip. That tells me that the statistics say that they're going to score on the next one, unless Nikita Radchenko has something to say about that. Radchenko with the shot from Eastwood sends it towards the corner. Oliver Koch attempts to play it. No offside called there. Kopech and Holander in the zone now. Holander with it in front of the net. Friedeke makes a hard play there in the middle. Gets it to Chenowai, who stretch passes all the way to Stamen. Stamen's got Friedeke in the middle. They'll get played by Caleb Siran, stopping that. And here is that 5th power play for the River Dragons about to be coming. Oh no, that was a offside call. Sorry, delayed offside was the referee's hand up. Sanders behind the net. And nobody touches it there. Eastwood and Chenowai both had a chance. Instead, the Rattlers now have possession in the offensive zone. Berezyn's going to have to back up here. He's got Friedeke and Stamen, two very dangerous players on the ice. Friedeke with a great move. Attempts to put it past Radchenko, just misses wide. Stam in there with the rebound. He's controlling it in the corner now. Friedeke with him. Debrecki on him, attempting to get the puck out. Carlson and Debrecki. Carlson loses the puck there. Chenuai with some influence on that. Carlson eventually finds Debrecki. He's got Plotnikov with him on the far side, streaking towards the net. Oh, but instead, Artur Karasov with a great defensive play in front of the net to negate any opportunity the Rattlers might have had there. Debrecki sees Ovakimian, who sends it towards the net wide. Puck comes out, going to be played by the River Dragons. Stammen sends it towards Ovakimian, who's being pressured by Hallett. Hallett skating hard, creating that pressure. Gets the puck away, but the Rattlers regain possession. Carlson now looks towards Plotnikov. That's a deep puck. No icing is going to be called on this. So Plotnikov and Karasov playing it. Plotnikov sends it down low where Debrecki is there. Being played hard by Lunama. Plotnikov, Debrecki, Lunama, Moila, all down low together. Gulick also there. Puck is loose. No netting. So Debrecki puts it to the middle. Carlson with an opportunity. And that is the goal. With that goal, Isak Carlson officially becomes the all-time leader, the all-time franchise leader for the Bradford Rattlers in goals. They took him a couple of shots in front of the net there, but once he found his rebound, he buried it, and that's going to go down as his 87th all-time in 68 games. 87 goals for Carlson, passes the tie for Rasmus Broomberg and Braden Morris on the ice. Carlson watch is officially over as he sets the new standard for goal scoring for the longest tenured franchise in GMHL history. Serra picks up a loose puck into the zone. He's got Bolotov with him. Serra makes a move to the middle, loses it. Hard play here. Borowski sends it towards the net. Plotnikov and Debrecki credited with assists there on the goal by Carlson. Isak Carlson being recognized by the fans here at the BWG as he is now the official all-time goals leader. Puck comes all the way down, icing is called. .23 left in the second period. Wasaga wins the draw. Eastwood plays it over to Nyquist, finds Lindholm, Seletsky with him, Olsen driving towards the middle of the net. Radchenko loses a rebound, Wasaga unable to find it, eventually do gain possession. Olsen holding the puck there, being pressured by Krudikov. He's got Seletsky with him. Olsen still with possession, still with Seletsky with him. Seletsky attempted to make a play, but Holander sends it out of the zone. Karasov attempted to hold the zone, but kicked it sideways to lateral movement. So they have to regroup. Caleb Syran with an attempted pass towards Holander. Does get touched up, so icing waved off. And Majorsic picks off a stretch pass there, sends it towards Brody Pritchard. It goes deep, or sky high. Rattlers still maintaining this offensive zone possession. Krudikov sends it towards Majorsic. He's got Samarovsky in front. And he goes off of the net. Didn't look like that was malicious by any one player. It looks like Majorsic just went off the backside bar of the net. So nobody to be angry with there. Majorsic skated into the net. He went down. Looks like he's going to be able to get up. Everybody's good. Claps for Majorsic as he comes off the ice. .7:19 left in the second period. Koch, Holander, Kopech on the ice, Orahov and Berezin. Koch versus Friedeke. Friedeke win. Nobody really wins that. But the River Dragons do gain possession. Chenowai into the zone. Sends it off the shin pads of Berezin. Friedeke puts it into the middle. Lunama, possibly with a shot opportunity, does send it towards the net where it goes wide. Handled by Bradford out of the zone, but Chenowai forces a turnover and sends it once again back towards Radchenko. Berezin finds Holander, who works his way to the middle to create more space. Sends it back to Orahov. Orahov with a stretch pass towards Kopech. No icing is going to be called there. River Dragons do play it. Stamen has two River Dragons on the far side. Friedeke picks it up. Radchenko makes a blocker save. And Debrecki's going to pick off a pass intended towards the middle towards Stamen from Chenowai. Plotnikov goes back towards the D. Berezin here being pressured by Stamen. Berezin finds Debrecki, who is unable to make a pass into the zone, but leaves it for Orahov. Don't know if there is going to be offside there. So 6:10 left here in the second period. Rattlers currently with a 2-1 lead. Need to be careful of the penalty trouble that they've gotten into. 4 power plays for Wasaga. They have scored on one of them, sorry. So they are above their average of 20%. Their goal was scored on the power play earlier in the first period. Boravsky holds the zone for the Rattlers. Sends it towards the net. It gets tipped, but Pritchard finds it. Draw one by the River Dragons. Lindholm attempting to get it out of the zone. Olsen with him, but Muniz is going to hold that zone for the Rattlers before it eventually comes out. Boravsky playing it on the D side of the neutral zone and sends it deep. Takes a bounce off of the corner of the net, so stays on that same side. Nyquist plays it to Olsen. Olsen has Lindholm and Seletsky in front of him. Lindholm gets manned up by Muniz. Debrecki and Olsen playing it together. It's in the skates of Muniz. He does find it. Plotnikov with Carlson sends it towards him. 1-on-2 Carlson. Not a whole lot of room to work with. Eventually gets it to Debrecki. Finds Plotnikov and Carlson. Netting is off, but it's going to get adjusted. Pritchard without his stick right now. Boravsky puts it towards the net, and a Carlson shot gets deflected into the netting. Mamedov, Sarah, then Bolotov on the ice. Going to be going against Brown, Curley, number 10 for the River Dragons, Makowitz, Pro, Lunama and Karasov on the back end for the River Dragons, as it eventually does go to Karasov. Curley sends it deep. It's not going to be an icing call. Siran is going to play this. Sends it back up the same wall where Bolotov skates towards it with his speed. Bolotov brings it behind the net. And Lunama fires it in the neutral zone, but Siran once again sends it deep. 4.5 minutes left here in the second period. And that's going to be an icing call. We'll get an offensive zone draw this time for the Rattlers. Wasaga yesterday was able to get another win to finish off what could be their first losing streak of the season. Still points in every single game of the season so far for the River Dragons, as they lost in a shootout in overtime to Tottenham. As the Rattlers win the draw, Orahov eventually finds it. He goes behind the net where Carlson and Debrecki both converge on the puck. Neither one of them come up with it. Curley attempting to get it out of the zone, and does with a last-second effort. What effort by Curley there. Orahov has Plotnikov. who attempts to find it, but instead Karasov's going to have it on his stick. Carlson tries to force a turnover in the offensive zone and does. Has it on his stick, sends it down low to Debrecki. Debrecki puts it on Orahov's stick, who has a clean lane for a shot. Does get blockered away by Brody Pritchard. Carlson sees Debrecki almost all alone. Sends it towards the wide open side of the net, but Plotnikov unable to get a stick on it. Great defensive play there by Wasaga in order to take away the stick of Plotnikov and what would have been a sure goal. Still unable to get it out of their own zone though, as Wasaga eventually does, comes onto the stick of Curley, who loses it. Battle there in front of the benches. Orahov in his own zone. Has Koch in the middle and Carlson with him. Majorsic and Carlson now in the zone. Majorsic tries to leave it for Carlson, but on the wrong side. Koch with a hard play in front of the net. Carlson sends it towards Majorsic, who is unable to get a shot off. Gets sent to the ground by Chenuai. Carlson regains possession with a rebound. Carlson sends it over to Orahov, who walks his way in, but gets poked away by Lunama. Chenuai and Friedeke with an opportunity here. Chenuai sends it just past the stick of Friedeke, and what would have been a 100% goal there. 99%. And zone maintained by Eastwood, who sends a shot towards Radchenko. Eventually Orahov goes to flick it out of the zone, stopped by Majorsic. Majorsic sees Koch. And Koch and Majorsic both in. Koch sends a puck towards the River Dragons, finds his own rebound, and wraps it around. So with 2:19 left to play here in the second period, the Rattlers now take a 3-1 lead on Oliver Koch's great second effort. He shot it, Brody Pritchard made the initial save, but got stuck on the far side post, and so Koch brought it all the way around and sent it on the wraparound. Krudikov and Moyla on the draw against each other. Familiar opponents in the dot there. Moyla comes up with it, sends it towards Gulick, who's on the ice. Boravsky finds Holander, who gives it to Samorovsky. Samorovsky sends it towards Brody Pritchard, who makes the save. And the River Dragons get it out of the zone. Gulick now with an opportunity to get a shot off on Radchenko. Sends it wide and out of the zone. Worst case scenario on a shot there. Boravsky eventually corrals it in his own zone, finds Ovakimian, and that's going to be an icing call there. Philip Holander, icing waved off by the close side referee. Moyla comes up with it, sends it deep after it's touched up by Hallett. Ovakimian with time, Gulick on him. Philip Holander, Krudikov, and Samorovsky all entering the zone together. Krudikov looks for Samorovsky. Samorovsky still in front of the net there, looking to get a shot off, puts it into the chest of Brody Pritchard. So a close side opportunity for Adam Samorovsky. Just can't quite get it past Brody Pritchard, one of the best goaltenders in the league. Pritchard, the only goalie who is in the top 4 for saves, save percentage, goals against average, and wins in the league. Leading in one of those categories. Pritchard has been a brick wall for the River Dragons and a reason why they've collected points in every single game this season. As Seletsky works hard to maintain gain possession in the offensive zone. Eastwood with a great hold at the line there. Lindholm unable to get it to one of his teammates. Bolotov once again puts it in the middle though, and nobody there for the Rattlers. So the River Dragons regain possession, send a shot towards them. Lindholm almost had a chop shot goal on Nikita Radchenko. Sarah playing hard on Eastwood. Doesn't get possession, Nyquist seals him off. Nyquist gets it to one of the River Dragons players on the wall, who sends it just in the neutral zone where Matvei Muniz plays it and sends it deep towards the Sarev side. Eastwood plays it. Eventually Olsen comes up with it. Olsen, Lindholm, and Seletsky all on the ice together. Seletsky works it in. Muniz shuts down that opportunity. 20 seconds left in the second period here. Let's see if Egerton gets a chance. It's going to be offside if Wasaga touches it now. As they do, they still are not able to touch it. But that's going to be icing called with 8 seconds left. And so rather than hold on to it and not give the River Dragons another chance, Wasaga is going to have a chance here if they can win this draw and get a shot off on Radchenko. A mental mistake there by Matt Bay Munitz. He did have a man down there, but it didn't get touched up. You got to wonder if that's the right or the wrong decision. And the River Dragons do gain control, send the puck towards the net, into the netting, 4 seconds left. So they only wasted about 3.5 seconds getting that shot off, which means there's more than enough time for them to get another one off. Now 2 possible opportunities on that icing play by Matt Bay Munitz in the defensive zone. Munitz, who's been shutting down the River Dragons' top scorers this entire game. And that is going to bring us to the end of the second period. Score is the visiting Wasaga River Dragons 1, your Bradford Rattlers 3. Please join us after the second intermission for the third period, where we will be back. Referees and players back on the ice, and we're going to switch back to our original sides now. Rattlers come into this third period with a 3-1 lead. River Dragons are dangerous though. Have gained a point in every single game that they've played so far this season. Leading them to a 9-1-2 record so far on the year in their 12 games. Debrecki and Friedeke on the draw against each other. Debrecki wins that back. Friedeke pursuing. Boravsky sends it up to Plotnikov. Plotnikov has Carlson on his wing as he gains the zone. Plotnikov works his way all the way in and puts a shot into the glove of Brody Pritchard. Pritchard tested early in this third period. Both lines maintain the same. Chenowai, Stahman, and Friedeke on the ice against Debrecki, Carlson, and Plotnikov. Plotnikov has possession, finds Carlson, who attempts to get a shot off, blocked by Chenowai. River Dragons gain possession on the turnover. Stahman now working his way in. He's got Chenowai with him. Munit's able to shut down that opportunity. As Debrecki puts it towards Plotnikov's area, it's going to be played by Ludnama. Ludnama and Karasov on the ice for the River Dragons on the back end. Friedeke working his way in. Spin move, but gets the puck poked away from him. Carlson also unable to handle it on the wall. Radchenko slows it down behind the net, and that's going to be picked up immediately by Seletsky, who puts it towards the top of the slot. Picked up by Olsen, but not a clean scoring opportunity on what was a great mental adjustment by Seletsky to find that puck and realize that no Rattlers player was moving towards it. As Mamedov gains the zone, Bolotov working hard. Olsen's going to play it behind the net and bring it out. Opportunity with Seletsky in the middle and Lindholm with him. Olsen still walking into the zone. Orahov gives him a bump there. Puck back onto the stick, this time of Nyquist. Gets tipped in front by Seletsky. Radchenko is down looking for the puck. Bolotov also unable to make a play. Eventually finds the puck, does Bolotov. Sarev into the zone with Bolotov and Mamedov. Bolotov there with a shot opportunity. Mamedov has rebound opportunity, but Bolotov finds it and knocks it down. River Dragons now coming the other way as Lindholm. Lindholm works his way to the middle. Toe drag gets cut off there by number 9, Roman Orahov. Mamedov sends it to Hotko, who puts it into the bench. So that is going to be an offensive zone draw now for the Wasaga River Dragons. Moyla and Koch out there as the centermen on this draw, this offensive zone draw for the River Dragons. Koch wins it back to Berezin. Berezin puts it all the way around the net where Kopech touches it out of the zone. Possession is maintained by the River Dragons though. Hallett chops it into the zone. Koch comes around. He's going to slow it down, look for some options. Far side wall, touched up by Kopech. No icing there. Karasov puts it towards the middle, and now we have the River Dragons with Gulick coming the other way. Gulick to Hallett. Would have been offside had that been touched up there as Hallett skated and floated into the zone there. Berezin now sees Major Six still in the defensive zone. They have to get it out, but not like that. As Major Six sends it all the way down, it's going to be an icing. And another offensive zone face-off draw for the River Dragons, hoping to get within one with the next goal. Currently 3-1, 17:23 left in the game. Left in the third period, at least. The way these two teams play each other, that could be not the game. Of note, the 2 of the last 3 games for the River Dragons, the losses that went to overtime in a shootout, were the first time the River Dragons went to overtime in a shootout. And I was mistaken. They did not receive a point on their October 18th matchup against the Meaford Knights, but points in 11 of their 12 games so far this year. Has them in first place in the North Division. Always competitive, always strong. Even Meaford at the bottom of the division currently gave that loss to the top of the division. And there's a call coming on the ice. It looks like Arseny Obakimian is heading to the box. I'm going to look at the referee. It's going to be a slashing call, so 2-minute power play here for the Wasaga River Dragons. Already 1 for 4 on the night. Looking to go 2 for 5. Their season average on the power play is 20%. They're looking to make it 40% with a goal here. As that top power play unit, Lindholm, Olsen, Friedeke, Chenowai, and Stammen. Stammen has it, passes it to Chenowai. Chenowai has it. He's got Stammen on the far side, but instead sends it down to Lindholm, who puts a shot off of Friedeke, blocked in front of their own net. Rattlers currently operating at an 88.9% penalty kill. That'll go down, having allowed 1 goal on their 4 opportunities so far to the River Dragons. Debrecki gets it out of the zone towards Pritchard. Bolotov and Majorsik now the penalty killers for the Rattlers. River Dragons stay the same with that top power play unit. Stammen works his way in, untouched, and he's going to work his way to the net too. Radchenko adjusts as Stammen brought it all the way around. He's going to go back down low now. That's Olsen. Olsen to Stammen, Stammen to Chenowai. Chenowai has Lindholm, who is wide open. A shot that either he could have scored or if Friedeke got a tip on that. That's probably in the back of the net there. 54 seconds remaining on this power play in the 3rd period for the River Dragons. River Dragons come away with possession once more on a wall battle. Lindholm down low. Friedeke loses a handle on it, unable to spin his way up top into the slot. Chenowai with a shot opportunity now. Lindholm unable to get a stick on it for that rebound. He shakes his head. He wants that one back for sure. Pritchard stops it for Chenowai, and we are going to get a change now for the Wasaga River Dragons. 20 seconds left in this power play before Arseny Obakimian rejoins the mix. Seletsky finds Nyquist. Nyquist looking to gain the zone and does. Played on the wall by Cyran. Cyran with a skate on the puck, but Seletsky maintains possession. Nyquist sends a shot off of the blocker of Radchenko. And now Debrecki and Carlson coming the other way. We're back to full strength now. Plotnikov also with him as Carlson sends it towards the net. Looked like he was looking for a pass down low, but the influence of the stick ended up sending it right towards Brody Pritchard, who's going to stop it for the faceoff. And no surprise here, despite a long power play, we are going to see the big dogs out on the ice for the Wasaga River Dragons as they attempt to erase this 2-goal deficit. So Friedeke, Stammen, Chenowai still on the ice. They had a minor break at the tail end 20 seconds of that power play, but instead they're right out here. And Coach Tyler Hogman says, go get us a goal, boys, and put us within 1. Debrecki now comes in, and he's all alone. Attempts to put it 5-hole, shut down by Brody Pritchard. Rattlers maintain possession until the River Dragons eventually get a turnover. Friedeke comes into the zone, puts it off the skate of Boravsky, who is able to find it, and puts it back into the neutral zone now. Artur Karasov handling it behind the net. Mamedov pressuring him. Bolotov also there. Bolotov pressure as the F1 now. Mamedov looking to take advantage of a bobbled puck, but instead Olsen grabs it and brings it into the zone. Opportunity, Seletsky's all by himself, but instead Serev picks it off. He's coming the other way. Bolotov fills in the middle. Serev with a backhand opportunity that goes off the chest and into the pads of Brody Pritchard. Pritchard looked back and around, wasn't 100% sure where it went. Looked like it could have gone into the boards, but instead Pritchard makes that save and gets a face-off. River Dragons win the draw. Seletsky sends it deep into the Rattler zone, but Arseny Obakimian, back on the ice out of the box, is going to play it back towards Orahov, who makes a dangerous pass, and eventually the River Dragons do gain possession before dumping it deep back onto the stick of the Rattlers. Orahov once again sends it hard around the boards to Bolotov. Bolotov looking to skate it in, being pressured by Seletsky, who forces the turnover. Olsen gains possession on that. Karasov to Lunama. And now Roman Orahov puts it off the boards to Sergei Serev. Serev with an opportunity on his last shift, but this time he's going to get hit hard by Sanders. Does a great job of separating Serev from the puck there. Munitz comes in and just takes a hard whack shot towards the net, wide of the net. Handled behind by Sanders once again. Friedeke unable to cleanly take that out of his zone. Majorsic forces a turnover and Koch sends a shot towards the net wide. Chenowai playing it on the half wall now. Koch forces turnover almost, but Friedeke is going to come into the zone where he loses the puck eventually to Boravsky. Boravsky and Kopech both near the puck now. Boravsky comes away, sends it towards Kopech. Kopech with Majorsic on his wing. Leaves it for Majorsic, but it gets intercepted by Elliot Stamen. Stamen with a pass opportunity towards Chenowai, but Boravsky does influence that in a way that made it hard for Chenowai to play. He does regain possession and send it towards Stamen. Chenowai going towards the net now with a shot towards Radchenko, who sticks it away with the save. Oliver Koch playing it in the corner now. He's got Matvei Munitz with him. And now David Majorsic brings it through the neutral zone, slows it down, leaves it for Koch. Koch gains the zone. We're going to get a change for the Rattlers now, as Holander and Samarovsky come on the ice. Hako also on the ice with Munitz as his partner now. Holander not able to find the puck behind the net, but Samarovsky playing hard in there against the Wasaga River Dragons. River Dragons unable to bring the puck out of the zone, but it looks like Karasov is going to be able to do it now, and he does not. Rattlers still with possession, and Munitz finds it in the neutral zone and sends it deep where it's going to be pressured by Adam Samarovsky. Philip Holander also down there, both of them. Brown takes a pass and finds a streaking Nyquist. Gulick. Gulick turns around, finds Olsen. Olsen on the side, brings it down low. Pressured by Kudakov, pressured by Siran. Wasaga still with possession before Siran finds the puck on his stick. Samarovsky going to attempt to get it out of the zone, cannot. And now Gulick with Olsen there. And it is still loose. It is underneath the back of Radchenko. So a great opportunity for the Wasaga River Dragons there, as Samarovsky and Brown mixing it up down there a little bit. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Wasaga River Dragons. Olsen versus Debrecki, puck about to be dropped. Wasaga wins the draw. Friedeke to Chenowai. Lindholm sends it back down low where Olsen is going to handle it. Friedeke eventually finds Lindholm, Chenowai, Stamen, Samarovsky in the box for that 2-minute penalty. So this power play unit, this number one power play unit for the Wasaga River Dragons on the ice, dangerous, as Lindholm sends a shot into the pants of Roman Orahov. Eventually Debrecki finds it, attempts to put it off the glass, but is unable to. Debrecki still with possession, gonna look to send it deep now, flips it up. Hopefully Isak Karlsson has a play on it. Does not. That's going to be an offside call. Karlsson not able to get back. Karlsson upset on that one. He might watch this video again. I'm friends with him. Karlsson, you were offside. There's really no other way to say it. But congrats on the franchise goal mark. Molotov on the draw now against Moila. Power play number 2 out there for the River Dragons, it looks like. Nyquist, Moila, Seletsky, Karasov. As Seletsky gets the puck dropped off to him by Karasov. Gulick also out there on the ice. Brody Pritchard going to slow it down. Major Sick pressuring on this penalty kill. Forces the River Dragons to slow it down and regroup. Borowski now influencing the puck and sends it deep. The second power play unit has been unable to get past the neutral zone so far for the Wasaga River Dragons. As Seletsky handles it, puts it deep. Opportunity for Seletsky, but Radchenko is going to cover that one. 8:39 left in the game, 27 seconds left on the power play. Wasaga now handling it. Still 20 seconds left on this power play. Top power play unit back on the ice. Debrecki forces it out of the zone, and it eventually goes into the bench of the River Dragons. Wasaga wins that draw back. Lindholm finds Stammen. Stammen being pressured by Rattlers captain Isak Karlsson. Debrecki now on Lindholm. Takes a whack at the puck. Lindholm maintains possession, goes towards the net. No shot opportunity there. And Olsen had a grade A opportunity with a wide open net behind Radchenko, but instead the puck is going to come off of a Wasaga River Dragons player and out, I believe. We're going to see where the draw is. If it was off the River Dragons player, it's going to be out of the zone. If it was off the Rattlers player, it's going to be in the zone. It looks like it was off a Rattler. And so we're going to have another offensive zone opportunity. The power play is now over. 1 for 6 on the power play so far. So below their season mark is the River Dragons. Sitting at what I think is 17.5% rather than 20, which is their normal power play on the season so far. River Dragons send that one deep, and that's going to be an icing call. 7:38 left in the game. Bolotov, Serev, and Mamedov now on the ice for the Rattlers. Stammen, Chenowai, Friedeke, Nyquist, and Eastwood all on the ice. Puck won by the Rattlers. Eastwood with a nice hit on Sergei Serev there. Bolotov pressuring Nyquist, who has possession as he comes around the net. Chenowai chops at it. Matvei Munich blocks it with his body. Unable to get it out of the zone are the River Dragons as Matvei Munich eventually comes up with it. Attempts to make a move into the middle there. Borowski does make a move around and still has possession. Sends it towards the middle where Mamedov unable to get a shot towards the net. Puts it just wide. Munich sends it deep. Bolotov is there. Serev in the middle. Mamedov in the slot. Great defensive play by Friedeke to stop that opportunity. Mamedov with a neutral zone recovery. Bolotov pressuring again, this time on Eastwood. Nyquist loses the puck to Bolotov with an assist to Serev there. Ovakimian now with a shot that is not saved cleanly by Pritchard. Eventually does get his glove over top of it as he's laying on the ice. Puck was brought out to the neutral zone for an opportunity, a face-off opportunity. One back by the Dragons to Karasov. Lunama looks towards Olsen. Pass is intercepted. Eventually the Rattlers, not handled cleanly by Caleb Syran, who sends it towards Majorsic, who eventually gets it. Majorsic loses his footing now. Syran and Olsen are tied up at the dot. Majorsic also on the ice. Prelude, Siren, and Hugo Olsen are both going to head to the box. Holding for Olsen, cross-checking for Siren. Five players still on the ice for the Rattlers, so it looks like the River Dragons are going to match with 5, offsetting minor penalties here. Debrecki loses the draw to Friedeke, but it does come out of the zone. Stammen with possession, looking for options, but being pressured hard by Plotnikov. Finds Chenowai, also pressured hard by Obakimian. Oraha forces the turnover on the stretch pass towards Friedeke. Another pass towards Friedeke, not making its way in as Plotnikov sends it into the zone. Pressure by Carlson on Artur Karasov. Carlson forces the turnover, sends it towards the middle, and it's going to be picked off by Friedeke, who's coming into the zone with Stammen and Chenowai with him. Nice move by Friedeke, but he gets sealed off by Arsenio Bakimian, and that is going to be a call. Slashing. So 5:45 left in this third period here. Rattlers are going to be a man down for the 7th time this game. Undisciplined hockey here in Bradford. It hasn't cost them yet, but you got to wonder when they're going to get that second power play goal are the River Dragons. Both teams heading towards the dot now. Debrecki, Carlson on the ice as this penalty kill with Munitz and Boravsky. Top power play unit once again for the River Dragons. Debrecki ends up with it on his stick and puts it off the glass. Carlson pursuing on Chenowai. Carlson forces the turnover. He's got Debrecki in the middle. Sends it to Debrecki, who has a shot, but Stammen stops that from being his 7th shorthanded goal of the year. Great defensive play there by Elliot Stammen. Stopping what was an opportunity that goalies' nightmares are made of. Carlson to an almost wide open Debrecki in front of the net on the penalty kill. You wouldn't think that that's the nightmare fuel, but it is. As Stammen brings it out of the zone now off the face-off win. Lindholm gains it, attempts to send it deep, but it's going to be sent back out of the zone now. Carlson does not have a play on it, so Stammen's going to play it cleanly and look to regroup in his own zone. Does. Carlson pressuring, passes him off to Matvei Munitz. Stammen still with possessions, has Lindholm, sends it back up. Lindholm finds Artur Karasov. Karasov with Seletsky. This is a combo hybrid line here for the power play. It looks like they were maybe trying to change it up. But Stammen, Lindholm, Friedeke have consistently been on this power play unit. Now they have Karasov and Seletsky with them. Obviously Olsen can't be on there because of his time in the box right now, but Chenowai not on this power play unit right now. Oraha plays it to Carlson. Carlson's got Debrecki there. See if he tries to make the pass. Does not. Instead elects to send it deep, where the River Dragons are going to once again come out. Karasov this time. And Majersic influences that puck Elliot Stammen was trying to bring into the zone. Majersic turns and fires it. Dangerous towards the face of Berezin. Good thing we have the protective face coverings in this league. Nyquist now plays it. He's got Gulick with him also. Karasov still on the ice with Moila. Seletsky also still on the ice. Radchenko gloves that. 4:13 left in the game. 28 seconds left on the power play. As the two men who were serving the offsetting minor penalties, Siren and Olsen, are both back onto the ice now. Olsen probably immediately going to be plugged into the lineup within the next shift. Rattlers and River Dragons both battling for possession down low. Munitz has it for a second. River Dragons get some help down there before it's eventually sent all the way down the ice. 10 seconds left on this power play for the River Dragons before we get Arsenio Bakimian back on the ice. 3 minutes left in the game here. 3-1 is the score for the Rattlers. And referees discussing. Looks like it was not touched up, so that is going to be an outside the zone draw. So a neutral zone, offensive side zone draw for the River Dragons. Rattlers here. Debrecki taking the draw. Friedeke and Debrecki going against each other once more. That de facto top line for the Rattlers, Debrecki, Carlson, and Plotnikov, who have been together since halfway through this first period. Beginning of the second period. As 3 Rattlers unable to gain possession of the puck there. Eventually Carlson does have it, leaves it for Orahov. Orahov has Plotnikov streaking, attempts to get the puck to him, cannot. Eastwood sends the puck deep into the zone. Ovakimian settles that down and finds Orahov. Orahov goes up the wall to Carlson, who leaves it for Plotnikov. Plotnikov moves his way to the middle. He's got Debrecki with him. Debrecki brings it wide around the net. He's looking for a shot opportunity, and Debrecki does score. So Debrecki and Carlson both get their 17th goals of the season in this game. Debrecki with 17 goals in 12 games now. One of the brightest young stars in the league as a 2007 born player is Adam Debrecki, who puts the Rattlers up 4-1 in this one. Is that enough? Siran plays it in the corner. River Dragons maintain possession. Curley attempts to put it back into the middle, but unable to. Hallett now out there. Siran just chops at it, sends it towards Bolotov on the wall. Bolotov sends it Serev's way. Lunama makes a play, but Mamedov finds that loose puck, and he comes into the zone with speed. He goes down. Hallett going to get called for tripping on this one, as the Rattlers head towards their second power play of the game now. Both these teams will also be looking at the standings, as last year the showcase matchup was decided by who had the most amount of points after 16 games. West Nipissing currently with 21 after 16 games, currently at the top of the division, but Wasaga, Bradford, and Ville Marie all with games in hand before 16 and could surpass the West Nipissing Lynx. One of the teams is going to do it tonight in their 13th or 14th game, depending on the Wasaga River Dragons or the Rattlers, who gets those 2 points. So minor penalties both up on the board for Serev and for number 27, Hallett. So no power play for the Rattlers, as Serev, I believe, was called for unsportsmanlike conduct following the penalty on Hallett. They were getting in each other's faces. Chenowai with a great play to get it deep into the zone. A minute 47 left in the game, minute 32 left on those minor penalties. Majorsick gains the red line and sends it deep. Rattlers just hoping to maintain this lead and home with a hard 2 points. This would be the Rattlers' first regulation win against the River Dragons this season, and the first since the North Division Finals last year. Philip Holander does a great job to get it out of the zone, unable to put it deep though. Orahov pressuring, he looks back to see what the coverage is. Arsenio Vakimian is there as Seletsky comes into the zone. Seletsky passes it over to Lunama, who can't handle it cleanly. Karasov puts a shot off the pad of Radchenko. Last minute of play here in the third period. Holander with some pressure on Karasov. Karasov brings it into the zone, drops it off for Seletsky. 45 seconds left in this one. shot by Karasev towards Radchenko goes wide off of the glass. Still held in the zone by the River Dragons until eventually Krudikov pressures it out of the zone. Holander, Krudikov out there on this penalty kill. 9 seconds left on the penalty kill. 20 seconds left in the game. Radchenko has it behind his net, puts it towards the corner with 15 seconds remaining in this one. Currently 4-1 for the Rattlers. Nyquist now with an opportunity, puts it towards Radchenko, and the clock is going to stop with 8 seconds left. So this one is all but sealed for the Bradford Rattlers, who will move to 11-3-0 on the season. Wasaga will take their second regulation loss of the season, moving to 9-2-2. Rattlers become the first team in the North to move to 11 wins. 1 win ahead of the West Nipissing Lynx at the top of the division with games in hand. And so, the final buzzer sounds on this one. Brody Pritchard skates towards the bench. Great effort by him tonight, but the Rattlers come out strong. And they even up the season series now with the Wasaga River Dragons. Both teams with 2 wins apiece. Huge congratulations to Isak Carlson, the captain of the Bradford Rattlers, who does set the all-time Bradford Rattlers scoring mark with 87 goals for the longest tenured GMHL franchise as they celebrate the win here. They say that every season is a story. My name's JR, and for the Bradford Rattlers, we close this chapter.